Hello, I'm so glad to be here once again. You are welcome to this YouTube channel, and my name is Agatha Kisakye Kabugo. Very passionate about family and parenting. Please don't forget to subscribe to the channel, but also don't forget to get to me in the comment section. I would love to hear from you. So today I'm going to talk about strength-based parenting. Strength-based parenting. This is an approach of parenting where you front your child's strength. Now, I have come to meet parents in my walking journey. As I have walked the journey of life, I have met parents who are always stressed, always struggling, or they say the children have reached me in Africa here. When you say the child has reached me here, it means really they have tried you. And when a parent says the children have reached me here, it's like they are going overboard and I don't know what to do anymore. So I've met those kinds of parents who are saying, my children have reached me here, like I'm full, I don't know what to do. And when I check very well with those parents, it's because they are looking so much and paying so much attention at where the children have failed, where they have not done well, what they did wrong, which mistakes they made. And let me tell you, parents, that approach to parenting can stress. It means you're going to spend the rest of your parenting life correcting, rebuking, and seeing all the wrong things that there are. And for some of these children that I've had an opportunity to interact with, I've actually found it wasn't that bad. Like, there's so much other goodness about these children that is not, that surpasses, where they went wrong. So, dear parents, today, let's focus on strength-based parenting. Can we focus on the strength of your child? Your child is so much more beyond where they fail. Can we take time to just look at their strength? Where is my child strong? You see, your children's strength is the place of their flourishing. Your children will flourish where they are strong. So when you focus on where they've gone wrong, more than where they do well, you are defeating that child and you are stressing yourself. You are telling that child you're not good enough, and you are not saving yourself. You are burdening yourself. You are making the parenting journey, sad for yourself, and yet you have an option. You have an option. You see, I have found that for the children, even those who are stubborn and seemingly impossible, those I have worked with, for example, when we have focused on the place where they are strong, even the shy child begins to come out. Even the child whom they say they can't do this, they begin to show life, and they show life in the other area where they have strength. So may we stop to focus on where our children fall short. I have met parents, and even myself, by the way, I am talking to all of us. Sometimes we've made the mistake of even comparing our children. Don't you see the children of the neighbor? Or don't you see the Parker's children? Don't you see the children of the other family? This is what and this is how it is. Sometimes we compare them negatively. Sometimes this breaks the children and say, oh, okay, we will never make it, or we'll never mount up to anything. So it is very important that you identify the strength of your child and nurture them in that strength. The more they grow and grow muscle in that strength, the more they defeat the areas where they are weak, or the more they defeat even the undesirable behaviors. So, for me, my encouragement today is focus on where the strength of the child is. See, for the child David in the Bible, this boy used to look after sheep and be out there all day and come back late, and it became routine. When a prophet came to Jesse's house and asked that the Lord wants to choose a king for himself from your household, Jesse paraded all his sons and they asked him, Jesse paraded all his sons, and they one by one one after the other, the prophet was like, no, he's not the one. Until they reached the last son. And like, Jesse was like, wait, you mean there is no other child you have in this home? And like, oh, there is the other boy. We have a little one. He's called David. He's out tending to the sheep. And the prophet Samuel is like, can you go and call him? And when they called him and he appeared in the presence of God, my friends, he was the chosen one. Sometimes we are slow to see the strength of our children. Sometimes it passes us by. Other times we are so consumed at where the child has gone wrong and where they have made mistakes that we forget to look at where they are strong and what it means for them and for the family. Can we begin to pay attention at where our children have strength? You see, when you pay attention to where they are weak, you're setting them up for failure. You are telling them you will never be. And yet, if you focused on where they are strong, you would have the best of those children. Yeah? When God approached Jeremiah the child to choose him, he told Jeremiah, I chose you before you were born. You know, the child he was talking to was around, I think, 18, 19. He was a young lad, no? And there was nothing much to him. No one had even affirmed him because according to his responses, like, no, God, really, me, I cannot speak. How will I speak in front of those people? Like, he had not been affirmed. And yet God saw beyond that and brought him out and spoke out what he was and said, no, Jeremiah, I'm choosing you as a prophet to the nations. Now, I am very sure that Jeremiah's parents hadn't seen a prophet in him. No wonder he used not to speak in people. So he was like, no, me, I cannot speak, please. How? Until God said, no, I will give you the words. And I've ordained your mouth. You're going to speak to the nations. You're going to be a prophet to the nations. So let me tell you, God sees things in our children, which he placed there, which we have not yet seen. It takes us to stop to see those things. What is the point of strength of your child? Let me give you a little scenario. I learned this from a man called Albert Easton in one of his writings. He said, when you put a fish and a monkey, yeah? If you put a fish and a monkey together near a tree, and you count for them, 1, 2, 3, go. And you charge them to climb that tree, who is going to win the race? You're right. The monkey is going to win the race. Why? The monkey has the ability to climb a tree. The fish has no ability to climb a tree. So you're telling the monkey you're the winner before they start. You're telling the fish, sorry, you lost before even you give the assignment. There are things that our children are able to do and there are things they're not able to do. There are things that are their strength and there are things where they are weak. When you place your child in a position where they are already defeated, you're telling them you can never make it. Even the things that you say to them will either affirm your child and help them to know where their strength is, or will destroy your child by making them feel like, you know what, you will never make it. In fact, you don't match up to. Yeah? So, just imagine that scenario. You're telling the monkey, go and win the race. And yet, if you were to bring the monkey, that's very same monkey and fish, to the pool of water, and you counted for them 1, 2, 3, go, who is going to win that race in the water? The fish. Why? Because it has the ability to swim. It has a strength in that area of swimming, which the monkey does not have. So when you put both of them at the pool, you're telling the fish you're going to win the race. You're telling the monkey, in fact, watch because you might drown. So, parents, what is the strength of your child? When my son was little, he was so talkative. Even now, but I mean, that time it was a mystery to me. My son would talk. And even me, his mother, I would come to a place and just summon him and say, please, could you just keep quiet a little bit. Like, can you just take a few seconds? I'm tired. I was so tired of this boys talking. Until one day when I was in prayer and just finding out about this child, God reveals this child to me. His talking was not just a matter of, God told me, if he's talking too much, would you listen? I'd never stopped to listen, by the way. But when I began to listen to my son, I was like, first wait, this boy, even the tenses, even the use of the vocabulary, I mean, it was extraordinary. It was beyond the ordinary. And I began to seek to know what to do with this strength. I began to place him in places. You see, that's the other thing. When you know your child's strength and it's beyond your ability to nurture, then you look for another place that can nurture what you see in your child. So I noticed this place. There was this place called Mixer Kids here in Uganda. That's a place where children grow and they help to sharpen their ability to write and tell stories. So 3-day camp. And on the last day, they were going to be, in fact, awarded certificates of participation and recognizing these different things that the children had. And while I sat there, the children were being awarded their certificates, this person, and I never heard his name. And they're like, oh, yeah, anyway, let's get done with the camp and go. I mean, he probably was just here talking and disturbing everyone. And then the founder, the director of Mixer Kids was like, and we have this one more certificate, which is a very, very, very special certificate. And we wanted to give it last. By him, so he says less. He was being awarded for speaking things that are extraordinary. He was being awarded for the kind of vocabulary that he exhibits at his age. I was like, what? Okay, God, thank you, you've revealed it to me. Long story short, at the age of 7, he had written 3 stories and he published a book, his first book, in fact, with Mixer Kids. Today, he has published 2 books and he has just completed his 3rd book. You see how you begin to even punish greatness. You begin to pour water on greatness because you could not see the strength of your child. You could not see the line in which your child is moving. Parents, until we kind of stop, you have to come to the place where you stop to notice. Yes, my child is troubling me in this way and that way. My child is struggling with this and that. But away from where they struggle and where they fail, who are they? What are they becoming? What positives do you see? Can you get those positives and work with them, nurture them, take them to places where those can be elevated and lifted? Yeah? So, for me, strength-based parenting is the best way to parent a child. You parent a child from their point of strength, not from their point of weakness. From the point where they do well in something, they are good at something, or they blossom in a certain way. Even when they just love to greet everyone, that is strength. You don't know what it is. In fact, many times we need to just go to God and ask, how do I make interpretation of what I see in my child? Because if you miss it, then dear parents, you're missing to steward the very thing that God placed in your hands. There's a reason why you are that child's mother. There's a reason why you are that child's father. Yeah? So, I got to understand that there's a very specific reason why me, actually, by the way, I'm a very quiet woman. There's a reason why me, I was charged with this child who talks a lot and who has the power to speak. When Jesus was given to Mary to nurture, Mary, I don't think Mary was the only virgin girl in that town of Bethlehem. Mary was not the only virgin girl in that town. Why Mary? Mary was not the most powerful, I don't know. She was not coming from the most powerful family in the town. Mary, in her lowliness, was found right to be the one to mother Jesus. And for me, that was another revelation. There was just this very particular godly thing about me mothering my son. Because at some point I was like, I don't normally talk. I don't talk a lot. Why is this child like this? until I found that I was found suitable and right to steward what was in my child's life. As a mother. So God has been gracious to us as a family to unveil some of these things about our children and given us the opportunity to see them, identify them, and nurture them. Give time to what you see in your child. Your child might not be doing some subjects well. Explore it further. You know, you'll be amazed at what you can find. Sometimes we want our children to be like the other people's children. You know, I found a family which was grueling their child. You know, we want a doctor in this family. Don't you see the other family has a doctor? All of you here are doing engineering now. Your sister did what was it? Law. I mean, we want a doctor in this family. We want to pursue you to pursue a doctorate. And the child, out of so much pressure from the parents, went on to pursue a doctorate. And in her third year, she announced to her parents, I am not able to do this anymore. I just can't do it. I'm tired. This is not my thing. I'm frustrated and I'm paining on the inside. This is not what I want. And she said she's not doing it anymore. Now, I want you to imagine how frustrated those parents were. They came to be frustrated, boiling with anger and frustration. They're like, this girl is frustrating us. You're the one who knows how to talk to young people. Can you come and talk to this young person? Because we don't understand. We've wasted money and time. You know, we've invested in a very heavy course. You know, she's halfway the journey and she says she wants to come to a stop. We don't understand that. You better talk to her. And when I interacted with this girl, I asked her, have you ever had a conversation with your parents where you let them know what you wanted, or where they allowed you to just express what you wanted? And she said, that conversation has never happened. I've never been given the space to even voice out. It was either doctorate or no school. So I chose to be in school, but to do what I didn't like. But I've come to a place where I know this is not what I want, and I am done. Auntie, I don't care what you say. I am not going to do that course anymore. I am done, finished. It's okay if I'm disowned. I would rather be disowned, but I am not going to do it. And then I calmed her down and asked her, what would you like? What does your heart beat for? What would you like to become? What is your choice? Like, what do you want to do? And this girl told me, Auntie, my heart beats for fashion and design. I have this, I feel on the inside that if I was able to get my hands onto this whole fashion thing, I feel that's where I want to go. I want to design clothes. I want to design jewelry. I just want to be me. I feel like that's what I want to do. Every day I almost have a new design in my head. I want to explore that and put it on paper and run with it. And she began to speak so passionately about her love for fashion. And to those who are listening, this girl the expressions were showing a certain deep passion. And when I went back to the parents with it, they were frustrated. They were like, we wanted a doctor in this family. But after lots of conversation, they realized we were wrong. In fact, they broke down in tears, including the father. They realized they had wasted their time and resources, and they had, most importantly, wasted their daughter's time in school. They had wasted her years. And so they said, we are willing. Let her go and do what she would love to do. And she went on to pursue her dream course. Second year into her course, she already owned a workshop. She was sewing this, she was exhibiting this, she was making money. And today, the rest is history. She's doing so much with what she loves to do. So we need to come to a place where we stop. Stop and recognize the thing that your child is about. It will take your child miles ahead. It will solve half of your parenting stress. For you to just see that this is where my child is good. Here they are not good, but where are they good? Where they are not good, see ways of working on it, or ways of sharpening who they are in that area, but recognize their strength. So for me, dear parents, strength-based parenting is God's approach. He deposited things in our children's lives that we can pay attention to. Yeah? So let us parent our children from their point of strength. What is your child's strength? What have you seen? What kind of patterns have been playing out in your child's life that you can look at and say, this is where my child is strong? And then pay attention to that. Nurture it, and you'll see how far your child will go. Thank you once again for listening to me. I hope to have you back the next time. Please feel free to interact with me in the comment section, and don't forget to subscribe to my YouTube channel. Thank you.